All right, in this video, we're gonna talk about writing utensils. Okay, so some of this I figured out over just doing it for a few years and writing in my Bible. Some of it I learned from a page I found on the crossway.org website. Yeah, I guess it's crossway.org. I don't actually know their web address. Who types in web addresses? I go to Google for everything. Anyway, these some of these I got from them or found out about them from them. Some of them I just want to try, and some of them I use on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, why don't I just pull my Bible out to show you my Bibles or my stuff that I use. And the key is really to not have major bleed through, which I get more bleed through than I want. Granted, I'm using cheaper stuff probably than I should. So we're going to look at some stuff and see what it be telling us. What it be telling us. So we're going to start using all of these deals. We're going to start expensive markers. Actually, let's do it. Let's do pens first. I'm going to keep the Moleskine just in case. The Moleskine. Good grief. Moleskine. I hate that. It sounds so stupid because it's not right. And if it is Moleskine, I apologize. But I don't believe it. Okay, so we'll keep that there just in case we need it. We want to write something on it. So be it. Let's go somewhere that is a good place to do test writing. And I think the best place to do test writing in a Bible, if you're going to do tests, is in the middle of Job, since all of it is wrong and the Lord will rebuke them for it. I think that's good. A good plan. So let's get in here. Okay. So this is a pen that all of the Bible people that are Bible people recommend, and it is the Micron, the Pigma Micron 005. Now I will say this is incredibly thin. It's 0.20, well I guess just 0.2 millimeters. After using this for a little while, let me warn you though that it does get a little thicker because you're ultimately, if you write like me, you're going to compress that tip a little bit. It's one of these kind of markers. Kind of like a Sharpie thin line or a Sharpie fine point, which we're going to look at some of those too. But this is okay. I like it. I don't like writing with it, but it works good in the Bible, and I really like the color blue that it is. So let's do a test. First writing. Now, by the way, I have terrible handwriting. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to say, this says wicked. All right, so that's the Micron. Now the thing about the Micron is it's supposed to have not much bleed through, so you can see it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's showing up better on camera than it is in person, but you can see it for sure. Now this pen is one that I use on a regular basis. This is generally the only pen that I will use, but I've got the Microns, so I've started trying to use those more. By the way, I only use blue ink when I write in the Bible, and the reason is if I use black ink, it blends in with the page way too much. So the blue helps just make that note pop off, or the circle or the underline, and not blend in and just look like a gobbledygook on the page. I hope this is in focus, but you know, if it's not, it's not. So let's do this one. This one's a darker one. And this word is heavens. This is some deep notes here, guys. I hope you're picking up on all the revelation we're flowing in with today. Now you can see that's a darker blue. I really like that color blue, but I love the way this writes. It's just so easy. It's very effortless. I don't have to work to write with this pen. Part of that too probably is I use these pens for everything. I've got them in a bunch of different versions, but they're all the same point. Now, that is a little heavier on the bleed through, but I think that's just because of the darkness. And it's heavier in person too, so that is pretty heavy. Now, one other thing that I do, I use a red pen. I think you should always keep a red pen on you, and the red pen is for stuff I don't understand. So I'll circle or underline or make a note. This word is found. Shunk. So I'm gonna have to tighten up with my writing. And again, you got the bleed through, but it's not really that big of a deal. I wonder how it is on here. So let's compare this, because this paper's obviously thicker. So let's go Micron, Jetstream, red Jetstream, and then let's just see what it's like on here. So see, you even get the bleed through there, but it's not nearly as bad as that. But this is a thicker paper too, so. But these, yeah, these are Uni Jetstreams. Uni Jetstreams, and these ones are the 0.7, 0.75 millimeter. You definitely want to get these. They're 0.7. I love these, and they're cheap, and they come in a bunch of different ones. So if you don't like this kind, they got nicer versions. This is a great pen. I've been using these for years. They do not smear hardly at all. This one, I'm not sure. It's smeared a little bit, and this one, well, I guess it smeared a little bit. So if you give it a second, it won't smear. But I don't have any smear problems with it. And just for symmetry's sake, bam. Okay, so I got another pen deal that we're going to look at. We're going to look at these Sharpies because these are cool, multicolor. You can do all kinds of stuff with them. We'll just try all of them and circle random words. So I need to get this out of here. This one will actually sit up. So you bend it back like that. Oh, and it clicks in. Hi, it clicks in like that. And so you can have it right there, and you can pull them out and use them as you go. So that's super cool. I actually really like that a lot. That's actually next level. I'm super impressed with that. So let's do a couple of different ones. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna go quick. So we'll go. And then just for goodness sake, let me grab my kids' Sharpie fine points. I'm sorry, they're called ultra fine points. And these, there's more options to them because they're art pens. I don't know what makes them special. These are just the normal old Sharpie permanent markers. So let's see. I can already tell you that's going to be more bleed through though. And we're just going to do this real quick just to see. So I'm going to, that was marker that just came out, and let's just see the one above it will be the pen. Oh gosh, man. That's like not leaking out or anything. These are totally different than the other ones. That's super cool. Let me back up just a scotch. Okay. Bleed through time. Whoa! Look at that difference, man. This right here is this is the normal ultra fine point. All of this is those Sharpie art pens. Sharpie art pens for the win. I think I'm moving to Sharpie art pens. That is amazing. I'm surprised how similar that is to this. I thought that was going to be major bleed through. Dude, Sharpie art pens, amazing. Markers, pens. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out here because I really like those a lot. But this is just too much. I mean, look at, I'm gonna circle this right here, and then if you flip it over, I mean, that's pretty significant bleed through. Versus here, you can barely even see the circles I made there. Let's do a black one right next to that. They really give you about the same quality there, and that's just totally different ball game when it comes to the bleed. Let me get in there. See, that one is the marker, this one's the art pen, and you can really see the difference in bleed on that. That's pretty phenomenal. These are it right here. I love these. Okay, so the next thing is going to be highlighters and markers. Let me move this. these awesome pens that I'm definitely going to go get some more of. I'm like moving to these tomorrow. These are amazing. Amazing pens. Wow. I highly recommend these. And I know they have them at Sam's too. These are phenomenal. Let me see if there's anything special about these. Like, they're made in Japan. That's probably part of it, because stuff from Japan is cool. Won't bleed through paper. Bold colors won't bleed through paper. I mean, they bleed a little bit, but also Bible paper super thin. Dude, that's amazing. Amazing. Okay, so I am a long-time user. Let's flip a couple of pages here so we don't see anything. Okay. Dude, that blue Sharpie that I let bleed a little bit, that's 3 pages over. I had to go 4 pages before that thing went away. That's still there. I don't know if you can see that. Look. So I did it on this. That's the back of the first page. That's the back of the second page. That's the back of the third page. Do not use the Sharpie markers in your Bible. These are the devil. Do not use them. I mean, they're not actually the devil. Okay, so let's do some markers. Let's start with these ones that I use. I got these brand new. So brand new. I actually only use the yellow, pink, green, and blue. I used to use the other ones. Well, I just sliced through the plastic. Okay, there we go. These are great. Not a lot of bleed. This is in the beginning of the video when I showed you my Bible. This is what I'm using on a regular basis. I haven't read this. I'm reading this Bible through for the first time. So this is what I use right here, but I don't use orange, I don't use purple. But we're gonna test them out right now. My highlighting method is blue for notes, red for things I don't understand, yellow for basic highlights, blue and or pink for things I really want to get my attention, maybe alternating throughout the passage, and then green is money. Green is always money. I got a new highlighting method I'm going to be going to, but I'm not there yet. So these are actually what is in this bag right now with a micron pen. So, okay, here we go. Let's do some highlighting, son. We're going to do highlighters on this page, markers on this page. So we'll start with the green. We're going to go broad tip. Let's get down here. We're going to go broad, chunk, and thin. That thin is actually how I do it because it looks better. The broad actually bleeds through a little bit more. My markers aren't this new, so it's feeling all good and stuff. One day my daughter's going to pick this Bible up and she's going to be 25 years old and be like, why did I highlight all this stuff? This stuff was speaking to me in a very sporadic order. And why did I write purple? Okay, so we'll do orange. I do like their orange markers. I'm going to do another one because I kind of missed that. And then we'll do purple. You know, I didn't use orange and purple because I thought they were too dark, but honestly, they're looking pretty good. So that's going to be the Sharpie markers. Did I get all colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay. So that's them. Put those there. Now let's use these zebra highlighters. Everybody swears by the zebra highlighters. What I do like about these, nice pack. This and the art pens have that going for them. Art pens have a cool pack. This has a cool pack. And what's going for this one is, rather than being one tip, they have 2 tips. They've got this, and then there's another one down on the bottom. So let's use these real quick. So the bottom, we'll draw a line so we know the difference. And we'll go. Oh, look at that. It's actually chiseled. I don't know if that's going to show up. It's a chisel style. I thought it was just a big wide deal. Okay, chunk. I can already tell you these are probably better highlighters. And that's cool too, because you could also do easy notes. So it turns out all my stuff may not be as good as it could be. That's very fluorescent orange. I need a black light, son. Pink. I'm gonna link all this below. I didn't get the prices. Yellow. Oh, let me also do that. Let me go back and do that with the pink and the orange. Pink. Orange. Okay, so these are all highlighters. Actually loving these right now, just from what I just saw. That looks super good. You can see they're a little brighter than these ones are. But I've been using these a long time. And the nice thing about these is this is like, you know, this package is like 10 bucks, and I think, and you got tons of them in there. So let's look at the bleed through. Okay, I'm kind of shocked. They're all about the same, but it looks like these ones actually bled through a little more than these ones. Let me go back and write a note on there with just a couple of note, which I wouldn't write with these because they're not. Yeah, I say it's pretty even. So here's what you have to make your decision based off of on these. You need to decide if you like the color better, and you need to decide if you like this more or not. I would never write a note with them, I don't think, because I write more than that. But I kind of like that little chisel there, the way it chisels. But this one, instead of having two, first of all, this is not as wide as the other one. But instead of doing two markers, you can highlight and then you flip it over and you do it upside down and you get that, or you do it sideways, and so you get really those three thicknesses. But at the end of every one, here is where it differs a little bit, okay? And I'm going to show you just from what I saw a minute ago. That is the way it ends when you break it. When you break, these ones give you more. This is more bleed at the end, which is weird. You'd think it would happen when you start. This one's got a little less bleed, and you see that over here more too. So you get that more, especially when you're in the notes. So as you go down, you can see all that's bleeding through. And these are not as bad there. So those would be the considerations that you got to have when you use the highlighter. So now I want to look at these markers. So coincidentally, I finished this video and didn't record the second half of it. But the good news is that means I've already come to some conclusions about the Tombow markers. These are the Tombow dual brushes. Now, what I'm going to show you is you get more. The colors are a lot richer, but you do get a lot more bleed through, and these are more for coloring or artism than the highlighters. So let me just show you real quick. I mean, you see how much bleed you're getting, but I was hating them at first, but now I'm kind of feeling them, kind of digging them now. The tip is more artisan, like a art or a paintbrush, versus like a highlighter tip. you got something more like that. There is a little small side to it. So if you want to get in here and draw you a little house. There. Now you got a house. And then you can use this side to color it in. What I thought was really impressive about these is that they don't smear really, but also if you go back over it a bunch of times, it doesn't get so dark that it's unusable. Like, that stays pretty usable the whole way down, and it's easy to uniform that stuff together. And then if you take this little blending pen, you can kind of blend it all in. But also you can blend stuff out. If you do it quickly, you can't wait forever, so you got to do it fast and get in there. But so, and then the bleed on it, it's not incredible. I mean, that's pretty bad, but it's not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did more on that one than I did on the other, so that one's probably not a fair estimation. But if you were using them like highlighters, there's this purple. I would avoid. That's way too dark. But like this one, not too bad. It works. So you can see, and then if you wanted to, you could write a note, but you couldn't write small very well, which, I mean, I can't write well at all anyway. So, and you see that's not really any worse than these. So I'd be okay with these. I got the name of these off of the Crossway website. So, but again, just a really deep, rich color. And what I really liked was this orange. I mean, it's just such a nice orange, deep and rich, versus these highlighters. See the difference between those? Just a phenomenal color. That purple, just, they're really deep and rich. So probably better, I said this earlier, probably better if you were going to take them and go like go around something and then draw a line and make a note, you know. But super pretty colors. Nice deep yellow. Nice pink color. Really liking that. And then if you wanted to color in a little bit, you know, you definitely could. So, and if you wanted to go all the way through and color in, I don't think that would be bad either with these markers. Again, on the other side, you might get a little bit of bleed through if you go nuts. So let's just go nuts. And actually, that's still not bad. Now let's try this one. Let's see, maybe earlier it was this. So let me... Okay, I think it's this more than it was the other deal. And I mean, that's feeling wet right now, so you got to be careful with that. But the markers aren't terrible. I probably would continue to use these and the Sharpie art pens. So this collection, keep it all in the family. I think today the clear winner of everything was this one, which I was surprised. I thought these were going to be terrible. So these are probably going to replace the Micron. They're going to replace my other pens. And you can get these on Amazon, links below. I know they have them at Sam's Club. So again, I am super duper impressed with that. So that's it. That's it. I really like it. So get you a journaling Bible if you want to and start knocking this stuff out and using it. So I even wrote Hi Jocelyn in there, and y'all didn't get that on tape. Isn't that sad? But because I love her, my little boop. Wrote a note. this is how you would use that. A lot of people I see online when they write notes, they'll come over and then they'll that way you can find where that note goes. So anyway, all right, that's it. I'm done. I actually recorded this one. Yeah, I did. I'm very happy. Bye-bye.